Hello everyone, Interact back here again with another Rin's Real review. In this episode, we're going to be looking at some Doctor gameplay on Blood Lodge from Spookypichacat. So thank you, Spookypichacat, for the submission. And I believe this is on PlayStation. Yes, that is on PlayStation. All right, so let's start off. Let's look at your build. You've got Iridescent King, Iridescent Queen, rank 1 of Pop Goes the Weasel, rank 1 of Noed, rank 1 of Distressing, and rank 2 of Save the Best for Last. So I don't think that you have much in the way of perks selection, although these perks are fine. I'd probably drop Distressing over any of these other perks to get some kind of tracking if you have it. Barbecue obviously would be the most wanted one, but something even, something else. You could even drop it for a chase perk. If you're going to run Pop Goes the Weasel, you might want Brutal Strength or Enduring or something for chases, but let's get into it and see how it goes. So you spawned on the Lodge side of Blood Lodge, which means that the survivors are probably over by the killer. Why are you static blasting right now? Okay, so the survivors are not going to spawn within, you have Distressing, so your terror radius is a little bit bigger, but they're not going to spawn within 32 meters of you on this map. If I had to wager, they're going to be on this gen, or the one that's off screen right now, all the way over here. They could be over here, but since there's 2 gens over here and just 1 gen that they could have spawned on over here, I would have gone directly in this direction and then static blasted. Using your static blast like that is pretty wasteful since it does have that 60-second cooldown. So you're really going to want to save it until like you have Whispers and you see Whispers 3 go off. Then you know they're in your terror radius, or you see a crow fly up over here and you know that they're on this generator or in this area. Or even just you see a survivor and they're within 32-ish meters of you. Which if you run Whispers a lot, you should know roughly what 32 meters looks like. And if you don't, Tofu has a great guide on how to use Whispers that would basically teach you what 32 meters looks like. That just comes with experience, but let's just see how you go from here. Wasting that static blast is pretty punishing. There's that other generator that I was talking about. Alright, so an explosion at the Killer Shack. They dropped God Pallet. Okay. And you saw 2 of them. There was a Fang in the corner, and I think that was Bill walking away. Free pallet. Nice. Okay, you're going to try and play this. Are you going to shock? You could just shock therapy here. You're going to fake breaking it. Okay. So faking breaking it there works out. Obviously, you're probably going to get the hit on her since God Pallet's wasted and she's at Killer Shack. If you see survivors camping pallets like that, you can just shock therapy them and walk around that shorter side that you were on and probably get a hit on them. You should get the hit here because it's Shack without God Pallet. Yeah, that's an easy hit. She is your obsession, so you're not getting any stacks, which kind of stinks, but what are you going to do? I like that you're looking around while you're chasing. That's actually a really good thing to do. She's out in the open. She doesn't really have anything to hide behind. So I like the fact that you're checking left, checking right, maybe see some crows fly up or see other survivors or other survivors' scratch marks. That's always good to do, just to be mindful of your surroundings. She's just running in a straight line. You can keep following her while you're checking left and right. So that's a very good thing to get in the habit of doing. So this is not God Bus. Okay, that Fang just ran into you for free. Interesting. So since this isn't God Bus, it's not that hard to chase. She's just going to a junk tile. She's leaving. The other Fang is over there. Oh, swinging there is an interesting decision. Yeah, that's a pretty good shock therapy, but I think you're gonna have to go for another one to get the hit here. Oh, she just dead-hearted, I believe. What is this Fang doing? All right, Fang is throwing, I guess. Interesting. Okay. I don't like this decision here. So, yes, this Fang is throwing, obviously. However, as soon as you hit her and you put her in the dying state, there's a Fang right here. She just ran off screen, which kind of stinks, but she's right there. And there's, what, a crane there? So either... You should have slugged this Fang. This Fang obviously just apparently wants to die, so you should have just slugged her and gone this direction and chased this other Fang. Sure, you're going to lose out on some save the best for last stacks, because I believe that other Fang is the Obsession, but you're only at 2 stacks. 2 stacks is not that big of a deal. It's only rank 2, so you're going to lose 3 stacks, but you should definitely have slugged and gone for the other Fang here, which would have given you just significantly more pressure than picking up here. I think you definitely should have gone for the other Fang, without a doubt. That would have been the right call. Yeah, all she has is that crane. Yeah, it's a crane. All she really has is that crane, and then maybe there's a jungle gym next to it. I can't really tell. All right, Bill's on the gen. Assume you're gonna pop this. He's running into a corner, so popping it there is not horrible. Why are you static blasting? So you actually did hit 2 people there. So there was somebody over in this direction that you seem to have noticed, and Bill seems to be running into them, so that's quite nice. You're kind of passive. Ooh, nice try on the mind game. I appreciate that. And he left the pallet, so there's no point in breaking it just yet. That gen gets done. Swinging there... I mean, I think swinging there is fine. He was looking behind him a lot, which makes me suspect that he has Dead Hard. But if he had it, he would have used it to get to that pallet. And, I mean, you would have missed, but I guess swinging there is fine. Just be mindful of Dead Hard. Picking up at that pallet's a little risky, but it doesn't seem to get punished. It's risky because... Oh, wait a little bit. There was a Fang just hooked, like, right over here. And somebody just completed a generator, like, right behind you as well. So they could have run up and pallet saved, but they didn't choose to do that, so that's fine. So where are you going? Why are you going? Okay, why are you going this way? Let's back it up just a little bit before we down the bill. All right, so the Fang just got unhooked, like literally, you know, maybe 20 meters this direction, and this generator just got done. So you know there has to be 2 survivors here, and there has to be the final survivor right here. And obviously Bill's right here. So with that knowledge, you know 1 is over here by the lodge, and 2 are over here out in the open somewhere. So after you down this Bill and you hook him, you should have immediately gone into this area. You instead, for some reason, decide to run to the Killer Shack side of the map. Perhaps you're looking for something to pop, but either way, you that just spotted an illusionary doctor there as well. If you wait for it, it's kind of brief right there. There's an illusionary doctor right here as well, which means that they're 8 meters in that direction. Because the doctor spawns 8 meters in front of them. So they're maybe healing right there. I'm not entirely certain, but you know that there's 2 of them over there and 1 of them over here. So going in this direction makes absolutely no sense. All the pressure that you want is on this side of the map, like over here, over there, over there. So you should not ever choose to go that direction. Like, sure, maybe you think the Bill was working on a generator and you want to pop it, but it's not worth it. It's not worth losing, just letting 3 of them roam free. Bill's probably going to get saved. They're probably going to get heal the person that got unhooked. It's not worth going all the way out of your way to go to this generator. Yep, Bill's unhooked already. Bill barely even worked on this generator to begin with. So you just wasted, what, about 20-ish seconds there? Yeah, almost 20, 30 seconds at this point that you could have been spent pressuring survivors, basically. You might want to, yeah, okay, I was about to say you might want to static blast because you did just see a Doctor Illusion. You got 3 of them. That's fantastic. I would hit the Bill and probably just leave him alone. Now let me explain why I would leave him alone. You just hit him and he's running in this direction. But you saw 2 people back here. Once again, it's just it's just numbers. There's 1 Bill over here running in this direction, and there's 2 people back in this corner. And it's the corner of them, and I think, is that a pallet or a doctor? I can't really tell, but I believe that's... the quality is a little low because it's console. I think that's a doctor looking at somebody on this generator. If it's a pallet, ignore this, but either way, going after the Bill here, he's taking you into a corner of the map, a side of the map that, I mean, Blood Lodge is pretty much shaped like a rectangle. You're right here. Killer Shack is right here. He's going this direction. And you're right here. You just saw 2 people scream over here, and you've got the 1 Bill running over here, and he might even have DS. So if you chase him and you down him, he's just going to DS you and you're going to waste time. You should not go this direction. Do not do that. Just turn right around and go get these 2 people. They're in a corner of the map, which means they maybe have 1 safe tile to work with, and then you've got a safe tile out of the way. And there's 2 of them, so you're pressuring just more survivors than you would if you just chased this Bill. So hopefully you turn around. Please don't chase this Bill. Okay, well, you find a Fang, which is nice. So at least you're not chasing the Bill. Yeah, I didn't think that shock therapy was going to hit. And there's no real reason to shock therapy there. Everyone, as you can see down here, is already in at least Madness 1. Just kind of blindly shock therapying to tier up doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess you've got add-ons that kind of encourage it, but Iridescent King doesn't care about what tier they're in. As soon as you hit them, they're afflicted with King for the rest of the match, which is a bit silly. And I think she has the static at her feet. It's kind of hard to tell once again because of the compression from this being from PlayStation. But I think you can see the static on her feet, which means she's been affected by Queen as well. So shocking her there literally accomplishes nothing. Do get a nice hit on her. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's static at her feet. Alright, 2 people just tagged up right there, I think. Because I think they both just traded queens. Ambitious swing. But I respect it. Why is she running into nothing? Why are you not... Alright. At this junk wall, she has literally nothing. This is an edge of the map. This is the edge of the map right here. This thing right here it's nothing. It's garbage. So you know that in this direction is Killer Shack where you've already broken a pallet. In this direction, there's like, I think it was 2 jungle gyms, maybe like a short wall and a basic jungle gym that have pallets that are still safe. So doing this whole, you know, back and forth, will they, won't they, just go around the corner and hit her. She's injured, you'll down her. If she runs in this direction, she has nothing to work with. If she tries to run in this direction, you're coming around the corner and hitting her. I mean, it's only a few seconds of wasted time, assuming that you hit her here. Okay, it's only a few seconds of wasted time, but those kinds of things add up in the course of a match. So, I mean, there's nothing there. You can see there's no pallets there, and even if she made it to, like, Killer Shack, the pallet's gone. And she could maybe play the window for a little bit. Where are you going? You just saw an illusionary doctor right in front of you. Why are you going to the corner of the map again? Alright, so this is something that you asked about. You said you thought you lost gens too quickly. It's fine to lose gens. The only gen that matters is the last one. When you hang her right here, where's the... maybe it's before you hang her up. Alright, there's a doctor right there. That's an illusionary doctor. So you know someone's 8 meters in this direction. This gen is off by itself. That's a corner of the map. We'll draw our little map again. We got Killer Shack. We got the lodge. That gen is right here. This is where the gen is. You're like right here-ish. And you're taking her to a hook right here. Draw a little fancy hook there. All right. So you're taking her to a hook. You see an illusionary doctor like over here-ish. So why are you like this gen is by itself? You've got like another gen here, and I think maybe a gen like right here and maybe like right here-ish. So you want to defend this half of the map. Ignore this half of the map. This half of the map, it doesn't exist anymore. Who cares? This half of the map? No. Don't worry about it. Just play this half. Just patrol this half. Watch these illusionary doctors. Follow them. Get into chases. Use your 7 save the best for last stacks. There is no reason for you to ever try and touch that other side of the map. Just, I understand that a lot of killer players, it's harder for them to, I think you said you're a rank 8, so you're not new to the game necessarily. But it's hard for killers to understand that while it sucks to go, like, just basically give away a generator, what it feels like, if it's on this kind of a situation where that's basically in the corner of a map, it's got nothing around it, that this generator is not worth defending. You have, like, the 1 gen here, and then I believe there's 3 gens on this side of the map. So you should just cut this map in half and just ignore everything over here. maybe you can try and defend this generator, but ignore everything over there at the very least, and ignore everything over here, and just play this part of the map. You've already gotten some of the safe pallets out of the way. You've already gotten God pallet out of the way and a few loops there, so there's no point to you ever going to where you go over here to this generator. It's not worth it. I understand that maybe you want to pop it because you think it was progressed. It gets finished in your face. Yeah, there's 2 people there. No, I do think it's fine knowing that there's 2 people there to go for a chase here, don't get me wrong. When I say ignore this side of the map, don't ignore survivors right in your face. Why are you not shocking her? Okay, when survivors can't pallets like that, just use shock therapy. It'll lock them on one side. They might panic and try and vault over to the other side, at which point they're locked on that side because they're still shocked. Just shock therapy there if you want to get her. I know she's your obsession and you're going to lose stacks, but you're at 8 stacks. So losing stacks is not the worst thing in the world, and injuring her is going to pressure her. You did see an explosion off over in this direction, and there was still the illusionary doctor, so somebody's still in this area. There's possibly 2 in this area. Someone's probably going to go for the save. So while, yes, there's nothing in this area, if you hit her, she's injured, that's going to waste their time healing or something. And you could just shock therapy that. That loop is not safe to begin with, and you could just shock therapy it. You do get this Nia, though, which is good, so I assume you down her. She doesn't dead hard away or something. No, she screams and gets downed. Okay. There's an illusionary doctor looking at the Fang. That Fang is still in the corner, which means the other one, yep, there you go, goes for the save. So you should go for the save right now. Perfect. Oh, Fang followed you. What are these survivors doing? Why would she follow you like that? Once again, I mean, I understand that you probably want to save the best for last stacks. And I'm kind of contradicting myself by saying that there's 2 over here and 1 over here. However, you have to understand that the 1 over here is a known quantity. You saw her. You know where she is. You know exactly where that Fang is. She is right in front of you. She has the red stain on her back from the whichever affliction it is from your King add-on. You know exactly where she is. Sure, you're going to lose 3 stacks of Save the Best for Last because it's only rank 2, and you're going to go down to 2. But that doesn't matter. It's a guaranteed down. It's guaranteed pressure. You know that there's 2 over here somewhere, but you're going to have to waste time finding them. You don't have a tracking perk that anywhere in here that's going to save them. None of them are in tier 3. Your static blast is on cooldown right now. You're going to waste time going in this direction. Just chase the known quantity that is right in front of you. And I don't even think she has really any pallets to use back there either. You should go after the known quantity that's in front of you and not abandon chase just to save the best for last stacks. Like, look, you're looking around. You aren't sure where they are. You've got static blast now. You're going to use it to try and find them. But, I mean, when did you drop chase on this Fang? 30 seconds ago. That's 30 seconds that you just lost. Not doing anything, where you could have just downed a Fang. Like, you could have chased, in these 30 seconds, this Fang could have been downed, and this Nia would still be hooked. Meaning that instead of, you'd actually have more pressure. Because those 2 survivors off in that corner, who are probably healing each other at this point or something, would have to come save this Nia instead of her. Maybe Nia would have died on hook. So, I mean, yeah, you can see in the long run, these kinds of things do add up. Why is Nia... Has Nia given up on life? She's going to DS you if you pick her up. You probably just wanted to slug. Okay, she's not going to DS you, apparently. I think she's dead on hook. She wasn't dead on hook. Thought she was way more progressed. Alright, there's an illusionary doctor right there. Please go after it. So at this point, the Fang's probably going to save, which is fine. But if you're worried about generators, you want to... I don't think that's... Yeah, that's not going to hit, but that's okay. Popping here is fine because the bill is in the corner. Also, I like what you're doing where you're moonwalking these pallets to try and get hits. This is good. This is solid. Keep this up. This is fantastic. You should do this as much as you are. I've seen you do it, I think, 2 or 3 times previously, and it's good. Thumbs up, 10 out of 10. Keep doing this to try and get free hits at these safe pallets. You can shock therapy them, but that's a lot less consistent than this. And the bill is in a corner, so while, yeah, you're losing time kicking the gen, the bill has nowhere to go, so. There you go. You get the hit from it. Perfect. I like that you don't break the pallet, because if you break the pallet there, it is a safe pallet, but if you break the pallet there, he's not zoned properly. So he's going to get a ton of distance in this direction. There's a lot of unknown pallets. I mean, you have God pallet and you have this pallet, but you can just you'll get the idea. Okay. So you just heard a scream. It's a minor thing, but before you picked up this bill, I would have just looked. I would have looked to see the scream bubble to know exactly where they are, so you have a better idea of where to go to get this bill, because you don't have barbecue and chili or anything. So you're not really going to have an idea. I would have just, it's a super minor thing. You're playing pretty well so far. I just would have looked to see where the scream notification was and then picked up the bill. Just so it takes a few seconds, and you do try and look, which is good. You're at least mindful of that in the back of your head. But I would have looked beforehand. So you see now you're kind of like, was she left? Was she right? Where was she? If you had looked, you would have known exactly where she was. And then there's an illusionary doctor. I'm going to ignore it, which I don't think is correct. Yeah, I don't think that static blast was correct. So they're injured. Somebody's injured. They just madnessed down. This person just got healed. This person just madnessed down. You see an illusionary doctor in this corner. So this person just snapped out of it. Or this person just got healed. This person just snapped out of it. And there's an illusionary doctor. Which means that there are 3 survivors sitting in this corner. Unless she self-cared, maybe? It's possible. But she just got a heal. And she just snapped. So most likely what happened is she was sitting in a corner snapping, and she was healing her. So there's probably 3 in this corner. So I'm not sure why you decided to static blast near the bill and not just commit to that corner. And then she gets healed super quickly after snapping. So yeah, I think there's 3 in that corner. This is a waste of a static blast. You should have just, I understand that like there's no gen in that area. So you might be like, well, didn't you say to leave that area alone? Well, sure, but there's 3 survivors over. That's your objective. Your objective is killing these survivors. Defending generators is just a means to killing survivors, basically. Stalling them out. Please don't kick this gen. Please just go for the... Okay. This gen has like 2% progress on it. Like they tapped it and then walked away. Also, Bill's getting unhooked. They tapped it and walked away. There is no reason in the world that you need to kick this generator. You don't have surveillance. Surveillance would be really the only reason to do it, because then it would give you an idea when someone touches this generator next. Although I do believe it falls off once the generator is fully regressed. There's no reason for you to waste time kicking that. And I do like the decision here to go back for the bill, the unhooker for the bill, because the person, as I said, who just ran off into that corner is not worth your time. So going back this way is actually the smart decision. And Bill is just hanging out, wanting to die. Does Bill have DS? That's a bit of a... I don't like those whiffed hits, but you just saw an illusionary doctor over here. Just take note, there's somebody over there about 8 meters. It's probably the Fang who saved him. I don't know if that'll come into play, but I would down this Bill and slug him for DS and then go after that Fang. He's going to DS you, probably. Yeah. And you just saw an illusionary doctor in front of you as well, so you know someone's on... So Bill is here. I don't know. There's somebody over here, and there's a Fang behind you. I think the right choice is just to go in this direction. But we'll see how you play it out. You're going to go after the Bill. Okay. I mean, the Bill is... You do know where he is. He doesn't really have anything safe. You're going to lose some save the best for last stacks, which sucks. But I like that. You see, once again, you're doing beautifully. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. The way that you're playing these pallets, where you aren't looking directly at them and then swinging into them, completely perfect. Keep doing that. Keep that up. That is fantastic. Okay, Fang just really wants to give you a stack of save the best for last. So that was probably the illusionary doctor that you saw, was that Fang. Why are you not chasing that Fang? What? Okay, once again, this gen has 2 pistons. It's maybe 10-ish%, 10-15%. I understand you have Pop Goes the Weasel. It's only rank 1, so it only lasts for a little bit of time. Just chase the Fang. The generator is not in any threat of being finished. Why are you not going after the Fang? You know where she is. Like, you're not on your final generator. There's still 2 generators left. Yeah, it would suck if they did, like, this gen and kind of broke the 3 gen that you have, because you have, like, the 1 here and the 2 here and the 3 there. And then the 4th is behind you. Like, you're not in any threat of them ending the game, and even if they do, you have no ed. So you should just chase the Fang that you just saw. You need to stop doing this thing where I think you're overthinking it. And you're too worried about your generators. Is what I'm seeing from this gameplay. You need to focus less on the generators and just focus on just going after those known quantities. That Fang is right in front of you. You just hit her, she's injured. You could down her, you could hook her, that's pressure. It's going to pull one of these people off of a generator unless they want to let her die. Even if they finish a generator, you're in no threat of losing the game right now. They're not going to finish all the gens, and even if they do, you have no ed to back you up. So this is a decent static blast, and there's 2 of them. But I mean, even if they did this generator, it's off in a corner, so who cares? You should have gone after that Fang, and you're going to get punished for not having that, yeah. A little punished for not having that pallet broken, which sucks, but it happens. I think she has a pallet here. She does. You half-heartedly fake the break. There you go. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying punishing people that can't pallets. That's a perfect example of what Doctor can do with shock therapy at people who just sit at pallets. If you ever see a survivor sitting at a pallet and you're playing Doctor, just do that. Shock therapy, see which side they end up locked on, walk over and slap them in the face for making a mistake like that. She's not going to play it, which is interesting because that pallet's decently safe. She could definitely play that pallet. Just heard an explosion behind you. That's probably in the corner trying to finish that generator. Okay, the Fang just joined her. Okay, you're playing this pallet. I would have shocked there. She was doing the same mistake of camping the pallet, but she didn't shock this time for some reason. I'm not sure why. You're gonna catch her because you have bloodlust, and I assume you're gonna catch her. Why did she not go for the pallet? This Fang is playing oddly. Yeah, you have bloodlust too. So you heard the scream. That's Iridescent Queen. Means that these 2 are working on a generator together, which means you're gonna lose the generator. If you're super concerned about losing the generator, you can just slug here. I assume you're going to pick up. You're going to pick up. If you are that concerned about generator progress being finished, you have Static Blast off cooldown right here. You could just run over into the corner. I assume they're working on that generator that you chased this Fang off of because there was 2 screams there. And you heard the Iridescent Queen go off on, I think this is the Fang. So this Fang just met up with this person and they're working together. They're both healed, so they're working on a generator most likely. So if you're super concerned about generators, you're probably going for the Pop Goes the Weasel play. I don't think you're going to make it there in time. You could have just slugged her and gone for the Static Blast to push them off and then yep, there you go, the gen's gone. You could have gone over and tried to Static Blast for more pressure. I mean, picking her up is not the wrong decision. I'm just saying if you are looking to have more pressure in the future, and I like breaking this is a pretty safe pallet, so it's not got bust, but it's still decently safe, and you have illusionary pallets. You could have gone over there and Static Blast. Hopefully you Static Blast. They're not on that gen, so they're on that gen. So hopefully you Static Blast right about here. Okay, they're not on that gen either. There's a Doctor. Follow the Doctor. Yeah, not gonna hit. I like that you're kind of cleaning out these pallets, though. Now that you don't really know where anyone is. I mean, you have a general idea because your Doctors keep popping up here and there. So you have a general... Someone's saving. You look like you're unsure of why she just yelled. She's yelling because Iridescent Queen affects people that are on hooks still. So they'll scream for a little bit before they get an unhook. You're over here because you're wondering where that person went. I like that you're cleaning out these pallets that you had left behind. So you don't really have to play them. But I don't know about that one. The one over here that you cleaned out and the one in the corner are pretty safe. That one is... You could probably shock therapy to play around it. But I understand, breaking them for illusionary pallets is fine. The Doctor right there, you're going, please go after that Doctor. There's 2 okay, there's 2 people there. They're healing. Once again, you kind of half-heartedly committed to that, but I still appreciate that you're doing those kinds of things, those little mind games with these pallets to try and get hits. Even if that one was a little half-hearted. Alright, so you play around the vault. She doesn't go for it. She has a pallet. She's just gonna drop it. Why aren't you playing this pallet like you played them before? And why are you leaving her? I think you're getting too caught up in generators. You're too worried about the generators getting done. So what happened is you just saw 2 illusionary doctors over here, and there was an unhook. So at worst, there's like 1 survivor over here working on a generator. And that's going to take them 80 seconds, assuming they don't have a toolbox, which I haven't seen, but it's a little hard because of the PS4 footage. It's a little grainy. So there's 2 survivors over here, and you could have just chased the Fang. The Fang is like, oh, this is the Fang right here. There's one in front of you who is probably the one that was healing. So these are the 2 people that were in this corner. There's maybe, this is not even a guarantee. This is a question mark. Maybe there's one on a generator. Just chase the Fang. Chase the Fang and injure her, down her, slug her, whatever you need to do. You're not in any danger of the generators being completed right now. You seem really concerned about your generators when I don't think you should be. And you have NOED. Even if the generators do get finished, you can just use NOED and win. You see, that generator hasn't even been touched. I like the little mind game there. You're looking around a little bit. Did you spy that doctor? There was a doctor right by the killer shack. Hopefully you saw it. So they're on that generator right in front of you. Hopefully you noticed that. It looks like there's the explosion. Please don't kick that generator. Oh my goodness. So I understand that you want to use Pop Goes the Weasel, but this generator has like 5%, 10% progress on it. It's really not worth bothering to kick that generator. Just chase this Fang and hit her. She's going, yeah, she's going. I mean, look at this. She has illusionary palette, illusionary palette, illusionary palette, and I'm pretty sure there's illusionary palette over here. Like, she doesn't have anything. Just chase her down and kill her. Oh, don't start going towards the gen. No, come on. Just chase the Fang. Please don't kick that generator. Oh my goodness. You're wasting so much time kicking these gens. You do not need to kick gens like that. That generator has like maybe 10% progress on it. This is an L-wall, T-wall. Although the scratches didn't go all the way over here, so why are you not going after people that you know exactly where they are? You seem to be kind of like muddling about, just kind of wasting time, and I'm not sure why. Like, there's an illusionary doctor right next to that bus. You just saw her run there. Maybe you didn't see her, but she just ran past the bus. Just shock therapy. She can't vault if you shock. She can't vault if you shock. She can't vault. Okay, thank you. See? She can't vault if you shock therapy her. You didn't have to do that back and forth like 3 extra times. And the other one's running right in front of you. You may not have caught that. It was a little hard to see. Especially with the... She's right here. The other Fang is... Oh, she does have a toolbox in her hands. She's right here. So you know exactly where they are. If you really wanted to, you could have gone after this Fang just to injure both of them and potentially pressure them. Because she is running right towards the generator with a little box of tools in her hands. But, I mean, it's really up to you. You can... downing both of them shouldn't be difficult. She's got a fake pallet. She just has fake pallets at this point. I don't even think she has anything. Yeah. Little awkward spin there. You can see the illusionary... Okay, so you're going after the Fang. Okay, that's fine. If you're worried about gens, just, pressure her up. Why are you... What? Did you lose her? She just ran in a straight line. You gotta pay more attention to scratch marks for that. She's got an... Why are you leaving her? She's in a corner. So, this Fang is injured. This is the one that's back here in this corner. She's in a corner with a single junk pallet and an L-wall, T-wall. Just go kill her. There's no reason for you to leave her alone. Like, this generator has maybe 5% progress. No one's touched this one. And there's another one over here that when you checked maybe a minute ago hadn't been touched. And there's only these 2 survivors. And you saw this Fang run from this corner towards this generator right here. So she wasn't over here working on a generator. Otherwise, she'd still be there. There's no generator progress. Just go chase the Fang that's sitting in this corner over here and kill her. She has nothing. She's in basically a dead zone. I think you're too... Please don't kick this. Oh my word. You're too overly concerned with your generator progress, is what I'm seeing here. And why are you not... I mean, even if you wanted to kick the gen, why are you not booking it back to that... She's right there. She has nothing. Go kill her. She just wasted her time snapping out of it. Please just commit to chasing this thing. Why are you checking down here? You just saw her run in the open. She was running like right over here. There's the doctor. Yeah, she's just sitting behind junk doing nothing. There's the hatch. Oh, that's the uninjured Fang. Or that's the injured Fang. So the uninjured Fang is nearby. Well, was nearby. I don't know if she is anymore. See if your static blast finds any... Are you gonna static blast? She was just in the corner. Okay. Doesn't find anything, so she ran away. Don't know where she ran. It's really not worth... apparently she ran over there. It's really not worth trying to pop gens that are that unprogressed, by the way. You're just gonna waste your own time. Please, for the love of God, don't kick this generator. Like that... There's one person left alive. It's gonna take her 80 seconds to do a generator. I know that you have pop and you might want to use it. You're already maxed out on blood points, so you can't even use that as an excuse. Don't kick that generator. You're just wasting your own time. So you're checking to make sure she's not going for the save. She is, because there's scratches on that tree. She just yelled, so she's about to get unhooked. And she's in tier 3. So this should be a pretty easy mop up. You really gotta hit those. She probably would have had borrowed time or something. I assume she's gonna have borrowed... Nope, they're just... okay. Please don't pick her up. Please just go after the other Fang. Why are you... what? I don't think the other Fang could have ran past you. Let's see. She did run past... That's interesting. Oh, she looped around. Okay, I see how it worked. So, the... like, here's the Blood Lodge. The hook was, like, right here. And... you chased the Fang into here. The other Fang apparently like went like this. So, okay, that makes sense. But you found her, so now you basically just wrap up the game and win. I'm pretty sure every pallet on this map has been broken, except for maybe 2 or 3. So this Fang has like 2 windows to work with. And maybe a hill if she has balanced landing. You really gotta hit those. That might just be a console thing, I'm not really sure. But you really gotta hit those when they're right in front of you, like that. I like that you're cutting her off, but you're not really cutting her off from anything. Does she have a pallet there? She has a pallet there. Just shock therapy. Just shock therapy. She's camping. Okay, well, she played that poorly. You could have just shock therapied there, and why are you breaking the pallet? The game's over. You won. So I assume you're gonna pick her up, and if you're concerned about them escaping, if you really need the 4K, slug that Fang, go pick up the other one that's currently screaming on top of the hatch, because she's just gonna get the hatch and leave. I'm pretty sure they're both dead on hook. That illusion, I don't know that you make it before the hatch opens and she escapes. We'll see though. Yeah, she's right on top of the hatch. It's gonna open and she's gonna jump in. She's just gonna... Alright. Yeah, so a few things, basically, the few takeaways that I would give here is you need to work on chasing survivors that you know. Let me check. I made a few notes before this. So 11:35. You need to chase survivors that you can see in front of you. Like, this is a known, you know that there's a Fang right there. That this is not an illusionary Fang. That's a real Fang. You can tell that that's a real Fang. And you leave her because you're too concerned about your generators. You should just chase what's in front of you. Unless you had seen a generator previously, like unless this generator, you had just chased this Fang off of the generator and you had seen that this thing was like 90% finished, then you should be concerned. But I'm pretty sure you chased the Fang off this generator and it's like 5% finished. So I don't know why you're not just chasing the known quantities. And yeah, it's been popped already. There's no point in being here. You do end up finding the Neo, which is fine, but There's like multiple instances. I think, let me check my notes. There's like 5 or 6 times where you just kicked a generator that had like 5% progress on it. If you're running surveillance, it makes a bit of sense because it gives you tracking to do that, but you're not running surveillance, so you're just wasting your own time. So I think that's it, and just chase survivors that you already know where they are. Try and look out more. Like when you downed the bill, where'd you down the bill? You downed the bill at the killer shack. I don't remember what the timestamp of it was. Right here. So you down this bill and there's a scream, and you don't look for the scream before you pick up the bill. It's just super minor stuff like that, basically. That's about it, and apparently the video is not even going to load, so oh well. Just super minor stuff. You got the 4K. You played pretty well. I love the mind games at the pallets where you're moonwalking in for the hit. That's fantastic. Keep that up. Just chase what you can see instead of going for unknown things because you're scared of generators, especially when you know that the generators aren't being worked on or aren't super progressed already. Just chase things that you know you can hit because they're right in front of you, and you know they're running into dead zones and things like that. You abandon too many chases, it feels like, and stop kicking generators that are at 5% progress without surveillance. It's not worth it. So I hope that helped. Thank you for the submission. Was it Spookypichacat? I appreciate it. And hopefully this helped out, guys. If you want to submit a video like this, check out the link in the description for the Discord, and there is an entire text channel entitled Rin's Real Review Submissions where you can submit, and I will look at them and possibly evaluate them in the future. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, leave a comment with anything that you noticed that I might not have touched on super heavily that you think that Pichacat could have improved upon. I'm sure that they would appreciate it since they did ask for feedback. I believe they asked for feedback. Thank you. I love you too. How to end chase faster and more appropriate ways to use power. Yeah, basically there was a lot of safe or unsafe pallets that you didn't shock at while that one Fang was camping. You did it the one time, which was good, but then you didn't commit to shocking at them multiple times. And just chase things that are in front of you. Don't worry so much about generators, especially if they're ones in the corners. They're just wasting your time. That's basically all the takeaways. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.